Hello, Sagittarius. This is Ashley. We're trying something a little different this week. We're going to do your weekly reading for the week of November 8th, but we're going to look at the 1111 portal, and we're going to get some ideas from your guides here on what you're manifesting right now that you may or may not be aware of. Now, if you're not aware, you might want to check out and look up the 1111 portal. It is related to accelerated ascension manifestation, very closely tied in with Archangel Metatron, the Ascension Archangel. So, we're going to look at a couple of different things to make you more aware of coming into the portal itself next week. We're going to look at what you're manifesting right now, whether you're aware of it or not. We're also going to look at what you need to be more aware of to help you out. And then we're going to get some messages from your guides on what they want you to know. So it may or may not resonate depending on if you are consciously manifesting or this is something that is happening subconsciously. So I do recommend you check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And we're just going to try this out a little bit different. Let me know down in the comments what you think and if it's a spread or a reading that you like or dislike. All opinions are welcome. I do appreciate any likes and subscribes, comments you might want to leave me to help support the channel. Love to hear from you. And I will be putting out the eclipse season bonuses this week, so keep an eye out for those as well. So let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. Now, I've already done two of these, and they've been kind of interesting. They kind of unfold in a very different way, really, than the typical readings that I do. So I just felt like we could try something a little different. So let's see what's going on for Sagittarius. We have the Seven of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Magician. Ooh, manifestation. There we are. The Five of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Two of Swords. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have Justice. So it could certainly be dealing with a Libra or essentially just gaining some justice. Now, it could definitely be karma involved here with the Justice card coming in. So some truth and balance showing up in some way in your reading, Sagittarius. And we're going to find out how as we dive into this. But just kind of looking at this, I think that there could very well be a new beginning here coming in for you that you might not see coming. Okay, let's look at manifesting, what you're manifesting right now. We have Treasure Island in the reverse. So in the upright, obviously it's related to love, abundance, you know, kind of taking almost an intuitive or emotional approach to creating your own happiness, right? Well, in the reverse, it is kind of a consciousness of lack. Could be that you're very focused on what you don't have at this time, or just feeling kind of nonplussed about what you have or don't have, more like don't have in your life. So at this time, you may be manifesting from a place that is kind of in a negative space here. It does look like there's been a little bit of confusion. Like there's been, plenty of choices. It's just a matter of whether you want to see the truth of a situation, and that truth might be a bit harsh here. So we're going to look and see what's going on with this what you're manifesting right now, because it may, like I said, be something subconscious. So let's see if we can get some more detail for you. The Seven of Cups, we have Temperance, and the Sun. So definitely some Sagittarius energy, some Leo showing up there. It almost feels like the message here is to be patient with your own abundance, your own happiness here. Because I do feel like it could come in so many different ways. And what I mean by that is sometimes we get focused on something that we think that we want, right? We all do this. And then when it doesn't show up like that, we might feel like, oh, it's all a loss, this was a total wash, or what have you. But I do feel like almost this feeling of things might be coming together in a way that's unexpected here for you, and you're not seeing it. So with the Ace of Swords, we have the Fool. So definitely some sort of breakthrough, new beginning here. And the Five of Cups. So it's almost like you need to kind of cut ties. You see this Ace of Swords. It's surrounded by all these ropes. It's almost like you need to cut ties with the regrets, the pain of the past, which very much ties into this Treasure Island in reverse. Like, kind of seeing things from a very, I almost want to say negative standpoint, but that's not quite right. It's more like being so focused on the regrets that they're keeping you tied from a new beginning here, if that makes sense. So let's see what else we get here with the Five of Swords. We have the Ten of Cups. So it could have been an ending that happened for you. Something that you felt was your, we have the Two of Wands as well. Something you felt that was your true happiness, right? But there's clearly a choice here. And I feel like, let me get one more on that Two of Wands. We have the Three of Cups. So I think that you may be in a situation here where you're being presented, or it may seem like you're being presented with, you can have the past or you can have the future. And I think that probably what has taken place in the past has led to a lot of pain, regret, sadness over how it happened. There was perhaps a lot of conflict, kind of a winner-take-all energy. Could very well have been with a love situation, something that you felt like was your dream come true. We have the Sun and the Ten of Cups here. So it's like your true happiness is here. It's just whether can you turn around and see it. You can see he's kind of really regretting the spilling of these 3 cups, but he's not seeing the 2 that sit right behind him. And so it's almost like just changing your perspective here. Now we do have the Hanged Man, and we'll talk more about this row in just a moment, but that is about seeing things from a different perspective. Now I do feel like there is a choice here on what you're manifesting. You can go back to the past. There is this 3 of Cups here, this reunion potential. But I think that if that is the direction you go, you could very well be getting right back into this 5 energy here. And potentially even confusion with that 7 of Cups. But I think you also have the choice to heal, choose happiness, a brand new beginning with clarity, and get your 10 of Cups anyway. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you're dealing with a love situation here, you could be dealing with an Aries, a fire sign. We do have water showing up here as well, and air, but we've got Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries showing up here in the major arcana. So lots of fire energy going on here. But I do feel like this is almost one of those readings that is showing up as an unconscious manifestation. So take that as it resonates. It may actually be a situation where you are recreating the past, or creating a kind of a ho-hum almost experience for yourself, because you're so focused on what went wrong, rather than turning around and seeing the possibilities that are now open to you now that this situation is over, right? Now, in the row of what to be aware of, this is interesting because we have this opening to discovery card, and you can see all these stars are kind of like flooding in to this keyhole. And what it really is talking about is recognizing what thoughts you're allowing in your head, or input that you're allowing into your life. So for example, if you surround yourself with a bunch of negative people, and each one of these stars represents something negative that they say or do, that's what you're allowing into your environment, and that's eventually what you will begin to experience, negativity, right? And so it's kind of like recognizing that what you feed yourself energetically will have an impact on your experience. Now we do have the Hanged Man, so that perspective shift that I was talking about, the Page of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So it's almost like you come to this realization that you can have this brand new beginning for yourself, this inspired, creative, exciting new beginning for yourself. Oftentimes the Page of Cups has a little fish that's popping out of his cup, and it's kind of like this idea, or this imaginary fish that comes out, and it's like, hey, and it's almost like this shift in recognizing, oh, well, if I change my view, if I change the thoughts that I'm thinking, or the things I'm telling myself, or I stop listening to negative people, I can have this perspective shift and realize that this difficult situation that I'm coming out of actually opens me up to this new hot creative beginning here. So let's see if we can get some more detail on what it is you need to be aware of this week. We have the Hanged Man. So that's Pisces energy. And look at that, the King of Swords. So clarity, new perspective, gained wisdom, enlightenment. And it could very well be just by watching this reading that starts to trigger that for you. And the King of Cups. So recognizing and finding wisdom in your own emotions as well. You know how I said we had this feeling of regret here, this conflict, and recognizing that you can turn around and have this breakthrough, this happiness right now. Right? Let's see. Now you could certainly be dealing with a Pisces, a Scorpio. With that King of Swords, to me that's Aquarius, but that could also be Gemini, Libra for you. Take it as it resonates. With the Page of Cups, we have the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So there's 1111 right there. It's like you can manifest and walk into that manifestation. It's almost like you need to follow your intuition here. Like, is what I'm saying right now making sense to you? With the Ace of Wands, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. And the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, breakthrough, new solid. Look at all the aces. You have all of them. So on an intuitive level, I do feel like your intuition's been trying to talk to you. I do feel like on some level what I'm saying, if this is your reading, what I'm saying to you resonates, because I feel like on some level your intuition has been trying to tell you that a new beginning is the way to go here, right? And that you're completely capable of having your manifestation, of creating all of this new after essentially setting yourself free from the past, from the negative thoughts, from the maybe you're even around a bunch of people that are saying a bunch of negative stuff to you, or have really bad or unproductive opinions, right? So now in the message from your guides, we do have the family card. It says circles of life. And so with that 10 of Cups showing up there, it does feel like to me that there is something strong here for some of you about kind of creating your happily ever after, whether it's abundance, family, having kids, really kind of creating your own legacy is what I feel here. And I'm also feeling like perhaps there is some ancestral karma that you have been working through, whether you recognize that or not. I mean, we do have Justice at the bottom of the deck, and I was talking about how this could be karma, right? And so it could be that whatever took place here, this painful thing, whatever that is for you, to me it does feel like perhaps a break in a union of some kind. I do feel like that could have been tied to some childhood wounding or even ancestral karma that's been going on in your family for who knows how long, right? Now, if you were to look at your relationship that ended and look at your family, has that already happened in your family? And if it has, well, ding ding, there's your answer, right? And so you're kind of being called to look at it in a different way and approach it in a different way. And I think too, what this card talks about is also recognizing that you can tap into the beneficial aspects of your ancestors here. It could very well be that the guide that is showing up to give this message in this row is someone who has already passed on in your family. So keep that in mind. We have the Ace of Cups, the Magician, and the Two of Swords. With the Magician there, that's Gemini, Virgo energy. So take that as it resonates. If you're dealing with even an ancestor that has passed on that was a Gemini or Virgo. But essentially what this to me is saying is that perhaps you haven't even recognized, you can see her eyes are closed on this Two of Swords, that you've been manifesting from, you know, a place of unconsciousness. And we've kind of already talked about that. Something you didn't realize was kind of this family karma. And now that you know, you can start anew and start differently, right? You can manifest from a different perspective. So let's see what else your guides have to say here for this week of the 11/11 portal. With the Ace of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Seven of Cups. So it's interesting because we had the Seven of Cups here in the what you're manifesting right now. And I feel like what this is saying is, I mean, really you can take your pick. Look, with all these aces here, you have potential all over the place. It's just a matter of choosing what is it that makes you happy, Sagittarius. What is it that brings you joy? And then take the steps to make it happen. Because with all these aces here, they don't actually become anything until we do something with them, right? It's just a seed of potential. And so we have the Ace of Swords twice, the Ace of Pentacles, the Wands, and the Cups here. So you can kind of take your pick here on what it is that you want to create now. With the Magician, we have the High Priestess. So that's actually a magical pair right there. And the Nine of Pentacles, so more Virgo energy showing up in that same spot. Pisces, Virgo, Gemini. I think it's just a matter of kind of following your intuition and also recognize, and I don't think a lot of people do, recognize what a powerful creator you are. It can help to kind of look back at our previous mindsets and the way in which we approach things and see just how much we know how to manifest, even when we're doing it unconsciously. And so I feel like what this is talking about is realizing that you have all this power in this independent energy. If you remain out of this situation from the past and you don't decide to try and reconcile this situation, you have this power to create something brand new from a conscious manifestation space, if that makes sense. The Two of Swords, we have the Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So it's kind of like, do you decide to move on and work towards that, or I mean, it's kind of saying that really the choice is yours. I think either way, you're going to learn a lot, right? So there really isn't a wrong choice here. I think it's just altogether. The message here is that you actually do have choices, even if it doesn't seem like it, or even if you hadn't recognized it before. Because I do feel like you've been in this energy of just like feeling bad, right? Feeling confused, feeling bad about what's happened, and feeling conflicted, missing, almost longing for this Ten of Cups that you seemingly had. But it's like, that doesn't mean the show's over, you know? You can manifest anything you want. Now that you recognize that you created this, and perhaps you did it from some ancestral karma that you were playing out here, now that you're aware of that, you can create whatever you want. Now you just have to decide what that is, and whether or not you're going to move on from this or go back to it. So, the world is your oyster kind of feeling here. I hope that was helpful, Sagittarius. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this kind of reading. It's definitely a different kind of way of looking at next week's energy. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.